In my hand, I hold a match. If I light another match, does that mean that the first match is no longer burning? Let's see. No. But that seems to be the logic behind the responses I received from a survey I conducted on gender equality a few weeks ago. In my survey, pulling from the opinions of 38 males and 62 females, I questioned my peers about their views on gender equality issues in society. I asked them their age, gender, education level, and how strongly they would rate themselves as a feminist on a scale of 1 to 10. I also inquired as to whether or not they felt gender equality issues still existed in the US today, and whether or not they felt that gender equality was a global issue. Unsurprisingly, 91% of the respondents felt that gender equality was a significant global issue. Unfortunately, on the other side of the coin, only 58% of the respondents saw gender equality issues as a significant problem in our nation. Those who did not believe gender equality is an issue in the US went so far as to say that the biggest problem with gender equality is, quote, believing there is a problem when there isn't, and defining feminism as, quote, man-hating. The 42% of respondents who do not believe that the U.S. experiences gender equality issues need to realize that different types of gender inequality in other nations of the world does not mean that we no longer face these issues here at home. Fires can burn in more than one place. A study conducted by Drexel University sought to better understand the concept of the glass ceiling. In other words, the idea that women can only achieve certain levels of leadership and prestige in the workplace. They acknowledge that women currently represent roughly half the national workforce, but only a relatively small percentage of these women ever achieve senior or executive level positions. The study explored the possible obstacles encountered by women on their path to senior and executive levels, and found that of the women whose careers they studied, there was virtually no reason for the inability to achieve higher levels of status and leadership in their employment. Women, however, were likely to believe they were inadequate compared to men in measures of ability and experience, even when they possessed the same arsenal of skills and background. I wonder where they were taught to believe that about themselves. The overt sexualization of women in media has led to lower levels of self-efficacy and unfavorably influences people's beliefs about women in the real world, as demonstrated by a study conducted at the University of Missouri-Columbia in 2009. The study divided participants into 3 groups: a group that played a video game with a sexualized heroine, a group that played a video game with a non-sexualized heroine, and a control group. The participants who played the video game with a sexualized heroine experienced greater attitudes of demeaning and sexualizing women in real life, with female participants in the study having negative views about their own image. The study is one of hundreds that have been conducted concerning the over-sexualization of women in America, with each study indicating that its media presence leads to negative and demeaning attitudes of men towards women, and women feeling lesser than their male counterparts. This attitude contributes to the greater issue of gender equality that we experience as we continue to demoralize women in this nation. RAINN, the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization, has published a series of statistics online to educate the general public of the issues of sexual violence in America. They state that every 98 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted, which means that during the time I've spent speaking with you, at least 2 people somewhere in this country are suffering. As demonstrated by the chart here, 1 out of every 6 American women has been a victim of completed or attempted rape in her lifetime, and females aged 16 to 19 are 4 times more likely than the rest of the population to be victims of rape or sexual assault. As of the late 1990s, 17.7 million women in this nation had been victims of attempted or completed rape. Though males are also at risk for sexual violence, 1 in 33 men will have experienced rape in their lifetime, which means that a woman is over 5 times more likely to experience sexual assault or rape. There are those of you who will disagree with me. You'll tell me that we've come a long way in our society and things are not nearly as bad as they used to be. And you're right. I can vote, I can drive, I can receive an education, I can work outside the home, and I can stand here and give this speech. But the fact that we've come a long way does not mean that we do not still have a long way to go. Some of you will tell me that focusing on issues of wage, sexuality, and discrimination here in our nation is wrong when women across the world are experiencing female genital mutilation, honor killings, and the denial of rights and freedoms that I enjoy here in this country. To say we have a problem here is not to say that there is no problem anywhere else, and I'm here to stand with women all across the world who experience these injustices. I am also here to stand with women in this nation who are being denied employment opportunities because of their gender. I'm here to stand with women who are sexualized and demeaned because of their bodies. I'm here to stand with women who are told to cover up at the same time they are told to stop being a prude, and who are being blamed for their sexual assault, and who are being called liars for coming forward about their sexual abuse. There is a problem here. If I had treated that first match as if it had gone out when the second match was lit, it would have burned me. The first step in solving this problem is realizing there is one. The sooner we fix it, the sooner we will unleash the power that comes from both genders, acting as equals in this nation, and standing up as a light to the world to bring that same justice to women everywhere. Stand with me.